been a couple of weeks, so I finished some things for a change. And this is Friday Sews. Hello friends, welcome back to Love My Crafts, or welcome if you're new. Thanks for stopping by. This is Friday Sews, which is a hashtag that was created by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. And this is where we talk about sewing, what we're sewing, what we haven't sewed, and maybe what we've bought, stuff like that. So it's been a couple of weeks. I did do a little tutorial on my pin cushion that I just almost threw in the trash. My pin cushion with the Velcro. So I'll link that below in case you haven't seen that, or if you want to make a pin cushion for yourself. Please excuse the mess in here, because if I'm doing something in here, it's usually a mess. I'm sorry. So I'll start with what I'm wearing. It's a overly worn, I think this fabric is from Joanne too. Laundry day tee from Love Notions, and this was before I knew how to fix the little puckers on the shoulder, but it works for work. It's hot. It's about 76 degrees Fahrenheit here, and yesterday it was 106. I don't know what that is Celsius, I'm sorry. So that's what I'm wearing, and I will start with, what have I made? I gotta start. I have Stash Up. I have to put this in there. What was I making before I made this? So I'll show the pants, because I was working on the pants. There's gonna be some crochet later, so if you're not into that, sorry. So I had started these pants and I needed to get thread, which I did. I think I ordered from Hobby Lobby while they had Notions on sale. I was too lazy to go to the store. And last night I got to the point where they actually look like pants. And this is it's called, these patch pockets are a feature that Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles shows you how to do, to add a patch pocket instead of I think it has a slash pocket. These are the Love Notion Allegros, which can be a skirt, pants, capris in my case, which, yes, the length is off, but I will fix it. And this material is, I think they called it a Target Suiting, and it was at Joanne. And I looked it up, and that's made of like cotton or twill or something. It's kind of not as soft as, actually I do have some stretch twill over there. It's not as soft as that. But I did try these on before. I haven't done the waistband. And I tried them on, and they fit a little bit tighter than the red ones I had made. So they must have a little less give or something. I'm not sure. But it could just be that they weren't in the right place because they didn't have a waistband. Once you have the waistband, you put them on in the right place. But these pockets were from that, and I think, I mean, if you look quick, the back pockets look even. I wasn't sure I was going to get that right. But anyway, I just have to do the waistband on those. That's been over the course of the past 2 weeks, I think. I've been working on these. And it's not for any particular reason, because I didn't want to sew any clothes, and I actually bought myself a bunch of capri cargo pants from JCPenney, which is, I think it's only in America. It's just a regular store, like a Macy's. So I made those. In the meantime, I had gotten one of these watermelon dish drying mats at the Dollar Tree, and I made a zip pouch out of it. And it's so cool because it just stands up by itself. And I got this idea from She Sews Seams. Chelsea does a lot with dish mats. And I did break a serger needle trying to, what do you say, serge the corners. Yeah, it was a little too thick, and my Sergio, he said, Luckily I have a bunch of spares, but the tool never came with the machine, so I had to have my boyfriend bring home the tool from work so I could change the needle, which turned out to be a little crazy. To get them both in the right way, it's not easy. So, and then I did buy some more, 2 plain red ones, because one Dollar Tree has only plain ones and another Dollar Tree has all the pretty ones, and this one I went to just had plain red. So I got those the other day, but they're over there. And then I was at Walmart and I had seen these strawberry shortcake. If you don't know, I'm a big fan of strawberry shortcake. Strawberry shortcake pajama pants. And I said, well, these are too hot. I would make them into shorts. And then I was like, oh, but I could make a shirt to match. Well, the shorts came out fine because they're basically pants turned into shorts, and they're in the other room. They're in the laundry. So then I did what I had bought. I ordered 2 pairs, and the only one that was on sale was extra large. So I got 2 pairs like that, and I cut it all up, and I wanted to make a shelf bra. So I used 2 patterns. I used the Laundry Day, Love Notions Summer Basic tank, I think it is. It's a tank and dress, and that has a shelf bra in it. And the Ellie and Mac Curved hem tee, because I already had that pattern cut out. I didn't have the Summer Basics cut out. So this is what the pants were. So they have strawberry shortcake all over them. If you remember strawberry shortcake from the 70s. Sorry. Well, it looks good, right? And it has, and I mean, like, there's lots of seams in it, because, you know, you got pant leg seams, and from the best way I could cut them. And I did put a waistband because it was a little too short. Here's my shelf bra. I did it backwards. I always do them backwards. I don't know why, but I always do them backwards. Or maybe I don't do them backwards. Maybe that's how you're supposed to do them, so that this bit doesn't bother you. But this is just the elastic from the second pair of pants. I used that, which it fits great. That part fits great. I had a horrible time because it's neck binding, and I knew this stuff curled the minute you touched it. So I knew this stuff wouldn't make good neck binding. So I used the one from that shirt, that material, and I made this neck binding, and it's so bad. And actually, it's so wavy, it looks like it's a V-neck. And I didn't like doing it that way, so I did it the neckband way on the arms. But I had too much, so I had to do a little pinch. I mean, this thing is hacked to all get out. So then this side came out pretty good, right? But when I put it on, there's like this much too much in the arm. Not in the body, in the arm. So I don't know how to fix it. Even on the pattern, I don't know how to fix it, because I think this did the same thing on that white one I made, which I still can't find. The one I made last year, excuse me. I gotta go to work, of course. So it sticks out so far, and it's so low that it's like, what's the point of the bra? Because the bra is attached here. If it's like, it's just, I don't know. So, and then I put a waistband on it that doesn't match at all. So my little hack job tank top took me forever. A lot of zigzag stitching, and I don't like zigzag stitching. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, if I'm even going to bother. And then, let me get these out of the way. What's that? I swear there was something else. Something. No. Okay. So then I'll show these, and there's thread everywhere. So I wanted to make those card holders that Rachel from the French Seams and Carole from So Carole talk about, because I was playing cards with my mom, and she was having a hard time, especially with Uno, when you make them pick up a lot of cards. So I said, oh, I'm gonna make those for me and my mom. And then they're so easy to make. I've made a whole bunch already, and I've done them all hand sewing. I thought I'd want to do them on the sewing machine, but I didn't want to take my thread out because I was still working on my pants. So I have this heavy duty thread, and this was my first one. This was just like, oh, let me see if it works. And these are just random buttons. I don't have a lot of buttons. And I don't have cards to demonstrate, but you put cards in here. and you can hold your cards, and if you got to go to the bathroom or something, you just put it down, and when you pick it back up, it's exactly the way it was. And I kind of used the Made for Mermaids pattern, but I also used what I saw in a few videos. I made a template that was, excuse me, an inch bigger than the CD, which my boyfriend just happened to have a bunch of them in a case, and so that's what I've been using. So that was that one. I have a couple more. I think this one's for my mama, and these buttons are resin buttons that I made when I was first trying out resin. And this is a fabric I got with my mom when I was at Walmart. And we both love butterflies. So I think that's going to be hers. And then I started, oh, I think the thread and the needle are still attached. No. This is only one side for my daughter. And then I made a bee one. And these are buttons I made too. And they don't match the bees, but they're all I have, because you have to use a button that's bigger than the CD hole. And that's what I had. So, and this is what it looks like. It reminds me of making pom-poms for, like when you use faux fur to make a pom-pom. Just a running stitch around, and you put a piece. I have a ton of felt, and I didn't even use batting. I just used felt because it's about the same amount of cushion. So I've been making those. Actually, yesterday was home from work because I had a headache and I was just feeling bleh. So later in the day, that's what I did. I made these. I think that's probably it for sewing. My shorts did come out good. All I did was compare them to the ones I usually wear, cut them. They're a little too long, but it doesn't matter. And then I hemmed them using a zigzag stitch. I didn't feel like bringing my other machine over that I use my double needle with. So that was that. Pants. And I can't say, I know the strawberry shortcake pajamas were made this week, and these card holders were made this week, and these pants have been over the course of this week, but this might have been last week. Stuff like that. I'm trying to think of what else. I was looking for a pattern to put a bunch of camera equipment in for my vacation, but I haven't come up with it yet. Probably just gonna do a boxy bag with handles. Anyway, so that's what I've been making. I don't have any plans. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants, making projects. And that's what this mess is. There's a mess on the floor over there for if I wanted a different tank top pattern. Let me look at the watch. Okay. And I'm just kind of, I wanted to make these pants just because I also have black that I can make it with. And I want to try putting the channel in the bottom with some, you know, I might use the same material and make a tie, something like that, to have a little bit of a something on the bottom. And I do have a black set that I want to make, and I was going to make some Ponte capri pants, but I'd rather make useful things right now. Just tired of things not fitting. And these, I know they may end up not fitting, but it was just a curiosity thing. I don't know. Am I making any sense? Probably not. So now, I could talk about life, but there's not much going on besides it's been very, very hot. We haven't done much of anything. We had a day off last week and we didn't do anything. Trying to think if there's anything going on in life. No, just dealing with a lot of pain issues, but what else is new? So I have been over, I'd say the past month and a half, crocheting a little bit. I did get a book, and I'll have to link it if I can remember. I don't even remember. I think it's Teresa's Crochet Shop. And this is one of the patterns in there. It's a little duck. I don't even think he stands up on his own. I'll try. The only way he stands up on his own is if you give him a good adjustment. And I'm, I know I'm not a camera, but you just kind of get he's got a big wobbly head. And there was also there was this duck and a mallard duck. There's lots of animals in this one. So I did this one. And then I have since March, I've had a new tortoise, but new to me. I've never had one before, so it's not like I've had other ones, but I have a tortoise, a baby. He's a hatchling. He was hatched in January, so he's very tiny. He's like 2 or 3 inches. I'll pop up a picture. I think I have one. And then I did a bunch of playing around with ChatGPT and made cartoon pictures of him. So cute. My daughter did too. So then I wanted to crochet him a friend. It's way too big. I don't put it in with him. I just put it around his thing, his enclosure. But this is, my tortoise's name is Francisco, because we don't know. You don't know whether they're male or female till they're 4 or 5 years old, 3 or 4 years old. I don't know. So I really don't know. So we just call him Frankie. And this is, he has like, he's a Eastern Herman's tortoise, and he has like, it's like yellow and brown in the shell. I just became obsessed, you know, I wanted a tortoise, and then I became obsessed with researching them, and I was going to get like one of the biggest ones, and obviously I have no way to keep one, so I got one of the smallest kind. But I could only get it from a hatchling, because every pet store and shelter, or there is no shelters for every shelter I checked, they don't have reptiles, and the pet stores all didn't have any. They only had the kind that goes in water, the turtles, and I didn't want that, because then you got to deal with water changing and all that stuff. So I made this. That's his shell. I have alarms going off because I have things to do. And then this one's in the book too. I can never tell which is his top and bottom though. This one, it's kind of a hack job, but this is my little goldfish. That's what it's supposed to look like, I guess. And I was supposed to put little cheeks on and I think a smile, but I didn't. I'm lazy. And this yarn is called Parfait Chunky. There's other brands that have the same, it's like a chenille yarn. It's really soft and velvety. It's not velvet yarn though, that stuff's horrible to work with. This stuff isn't the greatest either. What I noticed about this book is you have to sew the parts on, and I'm horrible at that, and this yarn doesn't like to sew parts on. And I did learn a trick a long time ago that if you can either put a strand of regular yarn in with it or just use the regular yarn to sew them on, but I didn't have the orange nearby. I've also been working on, I don't think I brought it up here, the granny square Afghan that's supposed to look like from the show Roseanne. That's downstairs. I'm sorry. But those are the things I've made. That's everything. That's all. I thought I'd do a little catch up of what I've made. And now I have to go to work. And maybe I'll finish those pants. If I finish those pants before I edit this and I can get a picture, I'll pop it in. Otherwise, I'll tell you about it next time. And maybe by then I'll have made some more things. What's going on in your sewing room? What is the temperature where you're at? I know we're having unbelievably high temperatures right now across the world. So, and ours is doing this thing where it goes all the way up and then it just drops down. It's supposed to go down to the 60s, which I will love. I've got my air conditioner on really, really low and I'm still waking up sweating. Anyway, what's your temperature? What are you sewing? If you crochet, what do you like to crochet better? What do you like to crochet more? Blankets, garments, or cute little stuffed animals? You obviously know what I prefer. And I guess that's it for me. I hope you are having a good summer and staying cool and getting lots of sewing done. And I apologize for the noise, but yes, I do have an air conditioner in my sewing room or I would not be able to do anything. I can't stand heat. I guess I'll see you next time. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm up to a whole whopping 422. And oh, I will have some I do want to do next week, hopefully. I want to do a giveaway. I have a lot of patterns that I don't need. The big 4 patterns, and you know those are going bye-bye somewhere. Okay. Till next time. Bye for now.